I'm Kelly. This is my channel, Incredible Anyway, where I talk about how to live an incredible life, no matter what your circumstances are. This is RJ. He's a BT21 character. Today is a big day for a couple of reasons. One, BTS Yet to Come and Busan came out on Amazon Prime today. I was gonna wait and it be the thing that I watch at IV infusions today, but I couldn't wait. So I've been watching it for a long time, actually. I just keep rewinding it and I keep thinking, like, I know I'm gonna see it later. I'm gonna watch it in the hospital again. Anyway, I've got a really bad migraine. Not as bad as on my birthday. My birthday was another level. My craniotomy is really hurting. Yesterday was Benny's birthday. He turned 6 years old. My birthday was the day before that. I'm about to start grooming service dog Benny. We're headed out to the hospital. I get weekly IV infusions, but today there's an extra hour. It has been a long time in the works, and there's been a lot of drama, a lot of frustrating drama. I don't get angry very often. It's very hard for me to get mad. I'm a very patient person. I've gotten really angry, and it's the staff at my neurologist's office that have caused so many problems for me with this medication, with my other IV medications. I had my primary care office calling me saying they couldn't get a hold of my neurologist's office. They gave me the number for the pharmacist at the hospital. I can't tell you how many times I talked on the phone with the pharmacist at the hospital. So many times I don't remember. She called me twice during my infusions last week, and we talked countless times outside of that. But the second time she called and I answered, she just started laughing because it was just so ridiculous. Like, what was happening with this doctor's office is so ridiculous. I don't have time to tell it now because I got to groom Benny. Finally, because of the pharmacist at the hospital, she is a gem. She's amazing. She advocated for me. You never know where a good advocate in healthcare is going to come from. And mine happened to be the pharmacist at the hospital. She did not give up. She did not take no for an answer. And I'm so thankful for that. And she got this medication, Vyepti, prior authorized by my insurance, which I think is like a feat. I have been in a chronic intractable state with migraine, and it has been so frustrating. I'm just really, really hopeful that this will get me out of it. It's the low dose. There's 2 doses. I will have to be on the low dose for 6 months because this dose lasts for 3 months. I'm just trying to stay present, and I'm just grateful because I don't have a CGRP inhibitor in my body right now. That shouldn't have happened. Again, it was my neurologist's office fault, not the neurologist's office. Excuse us. Good work. You gonna shake it off, huh? You done? Okay. Go in. That's it. The CNA, PC, I guess they call it here, lays down these pads for Benny before we come in. It's so sweet. They're so great to us. This is the biggest bay that there is. I'm gonna get the Vyepti last, so I'm gonna get my other 4 medications first, and fluids. So we'll do that first. I'm really not feeling good. Yeah. So I'm getting fluids.
It's in the slide back. Come off, but my actual ulcer and stuff, so like there's no point in having to move.
And then the other one. There's magnesium is hiding behind there. I'm feeling really, really terrible. Brought ice from home.
Kind of cool.
I think I'm gonna put on
Like
BTS Yet to Come Busan concert. I'm gonna watch it again. Like, I have a whole thing. Look, I've got sparkling water. I know that's there, but like, they move it away, so. I'm really nauseous, but I bring this just in case. It's a dairy-free yogurt. I have crackers, which really helps with the nausea that I get from some of the medications. I made almond butter cookies. I have those, 2 of them. I just bring stuff in case. I also have vomit bags. This Shanna gave me purple vomit bags. You know you have a really good friend when she gives you your favorite color and vomit bag. This is from the hospital. I have these all over my house, by the way. I have 2, obviously, in my purse. I have my walker over there, which I told them was okay to put over there. I have my cane. I have Benny. So I'm all right with that. We had a conversation about it. It's always important to advocate for yourself. You can say, no, I don't want that. Use your voice. If your healthcare provider takes your accessibility device away, you say, wait a second, speak up for yourself. So they're not supposed to put small syringes into my port. It's supposed to be at least a 10 cc syringe to administer medication. Like, let's say this wasn't screwed on here and it's just this short thing and they put it right into here instead of putting it in with the fluids. They need to use a 10 cc syringe. And this nurse isn't usually here. She's floating from an inpatient. And she had a smaller syringe. I can't remember. I think it's a 3 cc syringe. And I said, are you going to put that right in my port? She just said, yeah. And I said, I think you're supposed to use a 10 cc syringe instead of 3 cc's. And she was a little confused at first. And I said, I've been told that you could blow out the back of my port if you use the 3. And then she was like, oh yeah, you're right. So even if it feels awkward, this is my body. I'm not going to let them do anything to me that I'm not comfortable with. And it's your right to speak up and to make it awkward. And that is a part of me. If I didn't want it away from me, I would insist it would be right here. And you have that right to do that for yourself too. And I had that right. This is my body. You're not going to put that 3 cc syringe on me. And at first she was really confused, but then she did it. And I'm so glad, because blowing out the back of my port is a really serious thing. I would have to go into surgery immediately. So anyway, I'm gonna get out my bag. It's my iPad, and it's got a magic keyboard on it, so it like naturally sits up like this. So I have my AirPods in. It's really loud in here. Really loud. Some people just don't realize how loud they are. So I'm gonna watch this until I can't. Sometimes with DHE I have a hard time focusing. I have an audiobook if I can't focus visually. But I love BTS, so let's get her started. I downloaded it because the Wi-Fi is not good down here. I'm in the basement. It's on Prime Video.
Those are some cool shoes. Yeah. I saved 20 people from hurting building.
Now I'm good.
They were firing machine guns at me too. Oh, that thing will come on.
Number 4. We just started the Vyepti. Yes. It's 5:45 p.m. It's gonna take 30 minutes, and then I don't know if they want me to stay later to see, but I'm so excited. The nurse and I celebrated when she hit start. Just like, here we go.
Hey, New York City! I'm Jungle of BTS. Let's have fun!
So we just got home and it's pitch black outside at 6:45, according to that clock. And I feed my dogs at 5:30, so Benny still has his boots on, but I'm not going to take them off yet. The Vyepti was only 30 minutes long and down. They kept me for about like 10-15 minutes to make sure that I was not having any sort of like symptoms or anything. So, and I wasn't, so I went well. I'm very nauseous from the DHE, but that's pretty normal for me. Usually it gets worse as the night goes on. I told the nurse about like the problems that I've been having with getting the Vyepti. I said, like, I'm just so excited to get this. This is such a big thing and we worked so hard to get this. And right before she hit start, she was like, are you ready? And I was like, yes. And she was like, here we go. And she hit start and I was like, yay. And she was like, yay. So that made me feel really happy. Like, it's just nice that when you have nurses that understand. One of his boots is on backwards. Hi, buddy. Hi, handsome. You smell the food on mommy? Hi, gorgeous. Did you do a good job while mommy was gone? I love you so much. How's your day? Taking a little nappy naps? All right. There he goes. I'm so done. I did not eat the yogurt at the hospital because I was so nauseous. And I think it's so important to remember that when you're a patient, don't just trust that, oh, the nurse knows. Use your voice. No matter if you've been a patient for a long time or you're just starting to be a patient or you're just a patient once in a blue moon, speak up for yourself. Just because they're healthcare providers, doctor, nurse, whatever, that doesn't mean that they know. You know your body. You know what's going on with you. And I spoke up a few times today and said things to her. I just want to encourage you to advocate for yourself. It happened the first night in the ICU when after my brain surgery, 2 different nurses that night tried to give me medication that's on my med list that I can't have. Now, that hospital system had been hacked, so they weren't having as good as access as they usually do. They were having to do everything by hand. But the reason that we caught it is because they walked up to me and were going to give me medication in my IV. And I said, what is that medication? Always ask whether you're taking oral pills or you're getting IV medication. If you're in the hospital or anywhere, always ask what you're getting. Even if you know the nurse, you know what you're supposed to get, make sure, because she told me, both nurses were like, oh, it's this medication. Well, I can't have that medication. And so even though I was so out of it in the ICU, I still asked. I don't know how I remember to ask, but I think it's just because it's second nature to me. I asked, and thankfully both times found out it was a medication I couldn't have. And only because I asked. If I had gotten that medication, I would have been so sick. And thankfully it wasn't a medication I was like deathly allergic to. It is on my allergy medication list because it makes me unbearably sick. And like to have had that on top of brain surgery recovery, I was like less than 12 hours out. Those nurses weren't bad nurses. They just had stuff happening. I think it's just good to remember that, yeah, they have the power. Yeah, they are in control of a lot of things, but you're in control of your body and you are the one that gets to say yes or no. Always remember you have that power. Don't forget it. I love you guys. I'm Kelly. Remember, you are not alone. Live incredible. Anyway, love you.
You are not alone in this world. You are not alone. You are not alone.